Welcome to Stocks to Watch, a platform to help you make informed investment decisions. I am Munir Barazi, your business analyst and host, and today I'm joined by Saf Dhillon, President and CEO of iMetal Resources, a Canadian mineral exploration company focused on discovering and advancing high-potential gold and critical metal assets. The company's flagship Gowganda West Gold Project is located in Ontario's prolific Abitibi Greenstone Belt, complemented by additional exploration properties in established Canadian mining districts. Hello, Saf. It's good to have you with us today.
Hey, Munir. Glad to be back. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So you recently completed your 2025 Phase 1 drill program at Gowganda West. What can you tell us about the work that was done and what you're hoping to learn from the upcoming assay results?
Yeah, Munir, actually, you know what? This is probably a very exciting time for the company. As you might recall, we had a discovery hole that we announced a couple of years back, June or July of 2023. And we hit roughly 50 meters of a gram of gold in the ground. And then the company basically was kind of quiet for a good 20, 24 months. And we just recently, in the last quarter here of 2025, have completed our first phase for 2025 drill program. The drilling had been focused in the same area of that successful drill hole, IMGW, I think it was hole number 4. And basically, we were looking to drill about 2,500 meters, 4 to 5 holes. We ended up drilling went so well, we drilled over 2,600 meters and we actually completed 6 holes. So now basically the assays are in the lab. This is now basically the last week of December and right before Christmas. Hoping to have those assays out sometime early in the first quarter of 2026.
There's a lot to look forward to, and you must see a lot of potential in this project to drill more than you had expected. But that's not the only positive development. Earlier this year, you entered into a letter of intent regarding a potential acquisition in Bosnia. So, what made the opportunity interesting for iMetal, and how does it fit into your overall strategy?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because even though we hit that discovery hole a couple of years ago, the markets really weren't giving any appreciation or any love to junior explorers. So we were basically trading at a shell value for about a good 12 to 24 months. This opportunity came upon us. And again, like I said, we were trading at shell value. We wanted to de-risk the company for the investors as much as possible. Opportunity is there is a historical resource on this antimony project in Bosnia, and it is basically in a final due diligence process. The vendor had asked for an extension, so we're hoping by the time the first quarter of 2026 is over that we can maybe complete the transaction. So when that happens, we could possibly have additional assays coming from our Gowganda West Gold Project in Ontario, and we could have the completion of a LOI or definitive agreement on this antimony project. So 2026, I think, could be a transformative year for iMetal.
Absolutely. And the interest from investors is already there. You've completed multiple financings in 2025, including a recently announced flow-through offering. How do you plan to allocate those funds once they are fully received?
Yeah, we've actually completed a couple of small financings. The first one really was with some existing shareholders, people who actually really understand that these are long-term plays, and the company's actually almost at an inflection point. So we raised some hard dollars, and then we are completing a flow-through financing. The flow-through funds, of course, will be used specifically for our Ontario assets, primarily advancing the Gowganda West, and then, of course, we'll be deploying the rest of the capital throughout the other projects and potentially, hopefully, with the inclusion of the antimony asset.
And you've already mentioned a lot coming up next year, but what excites you the most and what catalysts should investors be excited about in 2026?
Well, I think very early in the first half of next year, I think investors should be looking out for assays again from Gowganda West. So the company could go from being a very early stage, not very early, but an early stage explorer with just a discovery hole. So we're hoping that we have any kind of success that we could start getting a definition of a potential resource. Our neighbors around Gowganda West, specifically McFarlane Lake Mining, they have acquired the Juby deposit. They have, I think, just basically doubled the size of that mineral resource estimate from roughly about 2.4 million ounces of gold to about 5 plus. And it looks like they're thinking that they have the potential still to grow that much larger. And that project, that deposit is roughly less than 750 meters from our discovery hole. And we're looking to see if there's any kind of synergies or potential, how do you say it, parallel structures that actually have identical characteristics. And then, of course, with antimony. So I think there's going to be a number of catalysts for investors to look forward to next year.
Absolutely, and the antimony is definitely an advantageous point that you have there in your project. But if you could summarize the investment thesis for investors, why should they have iMetal resources in their portfolios?
Sure. We've got a great cap structure. Management insiders own roughly 45% of the issued and outstanding. Long-term investors. And of course, now we have two potential company making assets on the books for 2026. This could be the breakout year for iMetal, possibly discovery of a new potential resource, and of course, critical mineral asset in a very mining friendly jurisdiction in Europe. So 2026 is looking like it could be great for the company, and not to mention the growth in commodity and critical mineral prices going into the end of the year, coming into 2026.
Yeah, there's lots to be excited about for sure. And the supportive trends are already there, and you're doing a lot of hard work, so it will absolutely show. Saf Dhillon, President and CEO of iMetal Resources, thank you so much for being with us today and sharing all of those updates. We look forward to seeing you soon in 2026 and hearing more.
Thank you, Benir.